Any question, comment?
What I've heard or read is that there's no physical place like heaven and earth. It's just heaven and hell. It's just everything in your mind. So you experience all these experiences that you experience of happiness and sadness or of torture and all that. Everything is played out in your own mind. So depending on what karma you do, you experience those emotions in your mind.
See, for our purpose, that's a good explanation. But we also know that the astral world is there. So
yeah, but the physical body तो है ही नहीं ना वहाँ पर तो वहाँ कहाँ पर तड़पा रहे तुम फिर
नहीं, but like true, but if you hear the experiences of all these people who temporarily went into that plane and came back, they talk about heaven-like places. Like they say the colors were more bright, the life was more real, and they felt a lot of joy and everything, and so that's up to you how you want to look at it, and whatever connects with your mind, it's okay. Basically there are two different kinds of experiences, like what Sneh is saying. One is going to be a lot worse than what it is now, one is gets better. And it's not like you don't need to be a rocket scientist to know that if I do good karmas, I'm going to have better life. Even in this world, if you do good karmas, you have a better life, you get better sleep. And if you doing wrong things, hurting people.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a question. So if you do good karma, you go to heaven. But when you do bad karma, are you born immediately to suffer? I mean,
see, but we don't know those answers, but basically you will be gone in the lower yonis. They call it devolution, because like Joe was explaining, that those lower yonis, they are just the way Swamiji used to explain. They are like, you are exhausting your vasanas, and it's like a hospital. You are just doing your life because you had certain deep vasanas and it's exhausting. Then you come back as a human being again.
What do you mean by yonis? I don't understand.
Yonis is like animals, plant kingdom, animals.
So you are demoted to animal life.
Yes. You are demoted down because you are not going on evolution.
But if it all depends. If they are horrible, then it is animal life. But if it is not that horrible, you can be born very poor with bad circumstances too.
That poor and all poverty, it is our vision that all poor people are like totally miserable, and sometimes you see exactly opposite also. You see the very rich person also.
I'm talking about with disease.
Yeah, that is all part of the karmic cycle. True. But we think that, sometimes I'm just telling you, we think that having a disease is something so horrible, but sometimes people, after they got disease, some kind of a spiritual revelation happened to them. If you read there, like I was talking about, I think Joe and I were talking about, there is a book called Tuesday with Maury. If anybody wants to read that book, it's about this guy who couldn't move also. He was really like old and dying, and he had a lot of physical problem, and his student goes and interviews him to learn from him, and mentally he was all together. It didn't faze him. And even in this world there are so many people like that who are physically very, very as though suffering. Even our saints and sages. Ramakrishna Paramhans had a cancer. Swami Chinmayananji had a heart problem towards the end. But to them, it doesn't matter. Hum log ki drishti mein wo log, oh my God, this and that, but they are dancing to some other tune only. So we cannot judge that somebody who has a physical problem has done a lot of terrible stuff, or bad karma. That may not be true. They have come here to learn some spiritual lesson. I don't know what others may comment on it. I think from the Geeta perspective, the way we have to look at it, human life is the one whether we can either evolve or devolve. स्वर्ग में you cannot do that, animal kingdom में you cannot do, plant में तो बिल्कुल ही नहीं, you cannot do it. So that's why they say the human birth is very precious. Don't waste it. Be very, very thankful. You have been given a chance. You can evolve. So do that. You know? And I think the reason that you evolve is because you are thrown into this churning of, duality. And then you question, why this, why that, and all that. Animals, they don't question. Like somebody was saying that, and whatever they are born with, they die with the same mind and thing, right? A lion is not going to become a vegetarian. A cow is not going to become a non-vegetarian. So it's just a plane of existence for a while, but humans are the only one who can.
What about animals who do good deeds?
There are no such thing. Animals cannot do bad deeds. Think about it. Does anybody put an animal in jail?
Do they get birth as humans?
No, yeah, after that's a temporary existence. True. After that, they will come as humans, definitely.
Okay.
Animals also do good deeds. You hear of so many dogs who have been awarded,
I know, but Sneha, that is just our way of looking at it. But we never put an animal in a jail that, he's done something bad. If you go on the street and a dog bites you because you have hurt him or something, बेचारे एनिमल कभी भी सताते नहीं है जब तक हम उनको नहीं सताएं. Somebody said even like the shark वगैरह को कितना बोल दिया कि वो they eat you up and all that. If they are not hungry, they are not going to come and eat you. They are not going to do anything. If you attack their children or if you go in their territory and bother them to the extent, then the poor guys come in. Otherwise, they leave you alone totally.
No, but they can attack you when they are hungry.
Yes.
To satisfy their hunger.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that is justified from their perspective. It is justified. But अगर तुम उसको जबरदस्ती छेड़ रहे हो जाके, अगर वैसे वो अगर उसका पेट भरा हुआ होगा तो even lion is not going to attack you.
So the conclusion of today's class is we have different options here. We can the worst is we can go to Narak. Then second is we can we can go to another yoni. Third is we can become human being again. Fourth is we can go to heaven. And fifth is we can get moksha. Now choice is ours.
नहीं, एक चीज मैं बताऊं. There are 84 lakh योनियों के बाद you become human.
Oh, you have to go through all 84?
84 lakh के बाद.
Already been.
You already been, he's saying.
योनियों के बाद you have become human. Now, this is the only yoni where you get moksha. And the way you get moksha is by making your desire zero and finishing your karmas. Now, during that time, your body is only limited to certain years, say 100 years. So,
We'll be lucky 100 years.
yeah, or I mean, on the average, let's say 50 to 100 years. So, if you go through that, then whatever is left, you go to come back. But then in between, whatever merits you have earned, it's like airline mileage,
It's
Yeah.
credit.
You get points.
You
Yeah,
get
you get
points and credits.
So you use those points to go to the Swarg. Or if you have the bad points, you go to Nark.
Reminds me of Las Vegas. You go, you get
Ultimately,
credits.
you have to come back to the human yoni 100 years at a time. And eventually, everybody gets there. So
Okay,
just
Joe, one question for you.
Yeah.
How do you become a devta? Because
Like again,
no,
appointment.
let me finish first.
Yeah.
It's not only in the human life. It says when you go to Swarga, the upper heavens, if you do good deeds there also, you learn there also, you step to the next level. Is that correct or not? I mean, that's what I think. That's how I read about this thing.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
the
definitely.
way I understood was whatever accumulated points you have, that appoints you to a position in the other place.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can go higher from there also. That's what it says. Because how do you reach the Brahma Loka? How do you attain that? Because it says when you go there and you learn and do again whatever it means, do the better deeds, you get to the next one. Is that not what it said in Gita somewhere?
I think in Gita, it is more what Joe is saying, that it is a temporary state and you come back on the earth.
Yeah.
No, that's not. It does not have to that you have to come back to that. That's what I'm saying. That it says there that you can prosper from there also.
Possibly
That's my-
you can say that if maybe there are no other karmas for anybody, that may be true.
In Gita, we talk about that your body has all those lokas. So when you are dying and you go to those 7 lokas, which is above the Shisrahara, there are
Right.
4 more lokas there. So
Okay,
it's
you
all
got
in
it.
the same body.
You go
7
to the
chakras
first
and
level.
7 lokas.
Yeah, there are 7 lokas beyond the chakras.
See, when it
Right.
comes to these kind of theories, Sushilji, there are several of them floating around, and you can.
No. I'm
No,
not
this
talking
part of Gita
theory.
I'm talking about.
I'm talking strictly
It's
about.
not in the
No, Bhagavad Gita is
I'll send you the passage.
No, don't. I'm just, what I'm saying is if there are 7 lokas, how do you go from first to the second or third? There is a progression there also. It's not that you're stuck with the first one, either you come back or you don't. That's what I'm talking about.
It's not
No,
that
it's in this
chronological.
life.
No.
No,
Like
I
you
think
were able to reach one loka,
Yeah,
then your body gave up,
right.
and you earned your merits, you enjoyed your vacation, now came back. Now you start from the first loka, then you go to second, third, fourth, and 7th loka.
No, I think what I'm understanding, I may be wrong, I don't know. What I'm understanding right now is that human form is the only time when we can earn points.
Right.
So depending upon those points, you will get the position in the higher hierarchy. If you are just normal, you will just enjoy life there, do whatever. If you earn good points, you will be appointed head of the department, Vayu Devta or Agni Devta, or and if you do little more better, then you go to Brahma Loka. And if you do absolutely all right, then you go moksha.
See, there is a Brihadaranyaka Upanishad where these rishis, they create their own
That
universe.
makes sense to me.
I mean,
What?
No, but I have a question from
Yes, their own
Sushilji.
universe.
What did you
Sushilji,
say, Geeta?
sorry, go ahead.
I said what you said kind of seems logical. I don't know where in the. I don't know if any of our shastras say that. But
They
it's
say
somehow-
they say different things in different ones. But I have a question from Sushilji. Sushilji, आपने कहा कि once you go on a higher loka, you keep going up. But there are many Puranic stories where these guys were thrown back on the earth because they did some whatever, like Indra को यहाँ आना पड़ा, ये क्या बोलते हैं वो जय विजय जो उसके विष्णु के जो पहरेदार थे उनको फिर राक्षस बनना पड़ा, फिर वो आ गए धरती पे, एंड इनफैक्ट जो अवतार हुए हैं उनको भी श्राप मिले हुए हैं. राम भगवान को श्राप मिला कि भाई दे हैव टू गो एंड फेस सेपरेशन फ्रॉम हिज वाइफ, सो इवन भगवान को आना पड़ा. So,
Absolutely, that's what you are talking about, coming down. I'm talking of going up.
So that-
You're saying you can come down from Devta, you can come down.
You can come up.
Similarly, you can go upwards also.
yes.
That's
So I think that's true. If that's logical, what Sushil is saying, it's possible that if your other karmas are exhausted, you'll keep going up and up. True.
ये जो इतने ऋषि मुनि है ना, जो इतनी तपस्या करते हैं, because they are accumulating those points to get to the higher position possible. But they are all doing it on earth.
But one thing
Why
is
not
there
they
that
don't do?
Krishna Bhagavan is saying these are all theories in our head, right? Different people say different thing and we interpret. Gita may be several things. It will come two different paths, Dakshinayan and Uttarayan, and you will see how Swamiji interprets it. it is one is indirect path, one is direct path. That's where
And
it's going to
also,
come. If
like
you are
Brahma
asking,
is a appointed position. Brahma
yeah, these
is
are
a
all appointed positions, true. But
Yes.
but what I'm saying is, if
Indra is also appointed position.
what Krishna
I did
Bhagwan
that.
is saying, that if you are on this earth, you can take that high jump. Let's
Are
focus
there
on that.
elections for those positions?
No, Indra is always worried because when these rishis are doing tapasya, he
Yeah,
says
he's
Menka,
always worried.
Menka there, so that उनकी तपस्या भंग करो ताकि वो इंद्र ना बन जाए. They're always worried.
See, Nachiketa never
Also
said.
talks about that.
Yeah, no, Nachiketa never said that they don't have pride and anger over there. He just said they don't have bhook and pyas, and they're not scared of old age and dying and all. But all the other afflictions are there.
To all our gods are as corrupt as we are.
More.
They're at a different level.
If you
No.
if you look
Gods
at,
can be corrupted.
I'm watching
yeah.
Dev Mahadev, and I'm saying there's so
उनको
much
रिश्वत भी दे सकते हो.
No, no.
करप्शन तो नहीं है, अपने इमोशन अपने साथ ही जाते हैं ना, तो आपकी जेलसी वो सब तो जाएगा ही ना अपने साथ.
वो अहिल्या की स्टोरी आपने नहीं सुनी. Wasn't the अहिल्या जिसको पत्थर बना दिया था?
Yeah, that's the story.
Because this fell in love with her, and he came and he took her husband's shape, something like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they are as corrupt.
I think that Krishna Bhagavan encourages you to go on the fast track and go to the highest straight. Don't meddle around with Swarg and this and that. Don't get distracted. Go to the goal directly. I think that's what we should do. We should not get caught up into this. Here, Nachiketa, because he's only 9-year-old boy, okay, and he wants to make everybody happy. So what? And Swamiji is going to say in his commentary that you cannot be selfish in this world. First, you got to take care of your family, your people. Then you go for your own, moksha. But if you are one of those very selfish person, then you're not fit to be to go over there. So he's just showing his deep character. That's where this whole thing is. We don't need to don't get stuck at this for God's sake, because this not the intention of the Upanishad. Huh? This is just a background right now. It's taking you to the Brahma Vidya. So don't get caught up with this. Why he says Havan sikhao, ye karo, wo karo. Focus on what Krishna Bhagavan is saying on the cream. Don't worry about गन्ने का जूस ले लो, उसका जो भूसा है उसको लेके मत बैठ जाओ.
नहीं, पर भगवान भी ये लीलाएं इसलिए करते हैं because they don't want us to go on that path. They show us कि तुम भी अगर गलत करोगे तो तुमको भी वो punishment मिलेगी. That's why this is kind of a lesson for us.
Yeah, you can see it, but the purpose of Upanishad is to take you to the highest knowledge. But nobody can jump directly on it, because they are just showing you different qualifications needed to get there through Nachiketa. That's why it's telling
what
you.
I'm saying. It's not idea for Arjun is being told to get to the highest. He's not being taught to get just to the Swarga. That's the whole idea there. Means we can get to this work also by doing some good deeds, but he's being told to get to the highest, which is to attain the Brahman. That's what he's being told. So there's a difference in that one. So we are stuck with the lower one, that let's get to this work because it's good there.
So I think for our class, we should focus on the highest. Beach mein it's good to learn about it, but that's where all it is. And even in Bhagavad Gita, it's going to come. I told you the two different paths are going to come. That path of darkness and path of light.
See, we have to understand what is the highest. Highest is, way I understand is, when you give up duality, you understand yourself as consciousness. That is the highest. And that's why they say you got to go through this Gyan Yoga, not, because Bhakti Yoga will get you there, but Gyan Yoga will get you the earliest. And earliest Gyan Yoga is understand who you are, what you are. That's what that's the highest. I think that's what Krishna is teaching us.
See, when we say bhakti, we should not get confused about, because without bhakti, you cannot get jnana.
Right.
Bhakti is more devoted to certain thing, you know. So bhakti का भी हम लोग को definition पहले सीखना पड़ेगा कि भक्ति क्या है, because
Yeah.
he didn't talk about bhakti until chapter 12. अर्जुन की भक्ति कब जागी? जब वो
When he
उसको
saw him,
Yes.
saw Virat Rupa,
Yes.
that's when he started it.
because actually chapter 4 में like one of the Swami put it so nicely, उसको visiting card दे दिया था भगवान ने कि भाई मैं जो हूँ, I am not what you think I am ईश्वर, I have take अवतार. अर्जुन को doubt हो गया था. He said, how can it be? You are born on this earth. So he didn't believe him. He thought, ये तो मेरा friend है, ऐसी कुछ बोलता है. तो जब वो उसको दिखाया ना स्वरूप, तब उसकी आंखें खुली, उसको होश उड़ गए उसके. Say, oh my God, whatever you're saying is true. You know, you are not just my friend, you are just everything. तब उसमें भक्ति जागी. So जब ज्ञान एक्चुअली में होता है तो भक्ति अपने आप आ जाती है. या फिर the way you look at it, that if you have some भक्ति, ज्ञान भी आ जाएगा, because you will stick on your path. So both ways you have to see.
Yeah, one cannot be without the other.
Right. That's the point I was trying to make. So Bhagavad Gita is so kind of amazing because it covers everything, you know. But Krishna Bhagwan also encourages, like we are discussing, he's discouraging you from the going on the path of this swarg and this and that and all that. That's why, you know, in the early chapter 3 only, you know, chapter 2 mein bol diya, you know, sthita pragna ke lakshan mein the person doesn't have any desire. And all these yagna and yagas are done to fulfill desire, you know. So he's saying, just telling you not to waste your time. Okay, I think this was good discussion. Anybody has any other burning thing to say? Shall we close the class?
Yeah.
Okay.
So another one thing that I was going to say, that, you know, some of the new people that who came in, you know, maybe some of you know, I don't know everybody very well. So maybe we should try to get to know, you know, a little bit, you know. I'm trying to understand a little bit where they're coming from.
There, she can introduce everyone and, you know, they can introduce themselves.
And, you know, like some of you go to some other